on the fly. Today we will apart 24 of our sweeping Seattle series, the topic being the San Jose Sharks. The Sharks finished the regular season with a 21-28-7 record, placing them 7th in the West Division. Overall, the Sharks are a team that are, as of now, swimming in circles, pun intended, of course, them being the Sharks, haha. Overall, they are a team that are not really rebuilders. They're not a cup contending team. They're just kind of in the middle, not doing much, starting to be becoming more and more aged. But I'd look for them to be a rebuilding team in the near future, trying to trade players that are starting to get up there like Couture and Carlson and Burns, hopefully getting picks out of it or some kind of prospects. But overall, I think this is a team that will go into a rebuild relatively soon. Overall, there's draft expansion strategy where to protect their young guys as well as players that they might want to move in the future with high trade value. Now that we know about the team, let's look at the players. Starting with the forwards, Logan Couture, Evander Kane, Timo Meier, Thomas Hertl, Kevin LeBlanc, and Matt Nieto are all up forwards to meet the 2 forward exposed requirement. Jacob Halgebock and Jonathan Dahlen both did not meet the game's played requirement, and Ryan Donato, Rudolph Balkers, Dylan Gambrell, and Alex True are all RFAs. Moving on to the defensemen, Erik Karlsson and Marc-Edouard Vlasic both have non-movement clauses in their contract. Brett Burns and Radek Semak are the 2 defensemen at the 1D exposed requirement. Jacob Middleton and Nick Lemoshe did not meet the game's played requirement, and Kristen Yaros is an RFA. Moving on to the goalies, Martin Jones and Josef Koronar are both the goalies that are available to be picked by the Kraken. Now that we know about the players to start protecting them, starting with the forwards. The 3 obvious selections in this is Thomas Hertl, Timo Meier, and Logan Couture. All these players are all obviously good quality players. Hertl and Meier are up-and-coming guys. They'll be a force to be reckoned with over the next coming years. Couture is kind of their leader, so he most likely will be protected. They don't want to give away somebody that they don't have to for nothing. Next up, I think Evander Kane, the next kind of easy pick. He is a player that will get under your skin, to put it quite nicely. Obviously, if you think back to the McGregor fight, he was in McGregor's face for a while, threatening to beat him up. He's one of those players that will be in your face, a Marchand-like player who you will never, ever get the end of. But because of that, he'll be protected. Moving on, I think Kevin LeBlanc will be one of the last 2 players to meet the 2 forward exposed requirement. He's one of their better prospects up and coming. I believe he, among others, will be a player to be looking for, and because of this, he will be protected. Finally, the last 2 players I'm going to protect is Ryan Donato and Rudolph Balkers. Both these guys are kind of prospects. Balkers is a prospect. Donato's played before, but just not in a heavy amount of workload. Overall, these 2 players will be most likely be protected. Moving on to the defense, we can take out the 2 obvious names with Erik Karlsson and Marc-Edouard Vlasic. Not much of a surprise here. Non-movement clauses, they'll be protected pretty easy. And also kind of look for them to be traded. I think if they want to waive their non-movement clause, obviously you got to get them to waive it before you can trade them. But I do believe over the next year or so that they will probably be traded. Then it comes down to Burns versus Semak. I believe Semak will be the protected spot, just because Burns is currently handing an $8 million contract, and Seattle's not really looking for big contracts right now. So I think the Sharks will protect Semak over Burns because of that. Although I could see them going either way. I don't think it's going to matter that much, as San Jose is loaded on the forward position. So because of that, I believe it won't matter what happens in the defense spot, but it'll be something to watch for whether it's Burns or Semak. Moving on to the goalies, Martin Jones, obvious selection here, starting goalie. I believe it's sort of an easy selection here. Other than that, that would be my protected list. Now it's Seattle's turn. We have 3 most important players the Kraken will take a look at will be Dylan Gambrell, Alex True, and Brett Burns. Overall, these players all have their ups and downs. Burns, obviously, as I previously mentioned, is carrying an absolutely massive contract. So because of that, I'm not sure he'll be as much looked upon as a True or a Gambrell. True and Gambrell are both prospects, as well as pretty good players. Overall, I believe these 2 will be players that the Kraken will take a very good look at. Overall, I think Gambrell will be the selection. I think Gambrell's the better player, more potential, and because of that, I think Gambrell's the obvious pick here. Although it could go either way. I think it's more of a toss-up of which player Seattle would rather, and because of that, I think Gambrell will be the pick. So with that, Dylan Gambrell, be Seattle's 15th forward. If you made it this far in the video, thanks for watching. If you liked it, drop a like. If you really liked it, consider subscribing, tell all your friends about it, and leave a comment down below if you agree or disagree with me. Until next time, see ya.